Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story of profound financial hardship. Or, well, is it? We're going to take a closer look at a very, very specific kind of modern tragedy.
So that line right there, it's just dripping with anguish, right? Well, it's actually the title and the main complaint of a satirical poem by Dennis Martindale. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to deconstruct this whole thing to get to the bottom of a very particular and honestly a very funny kind of modern suffering.
Okay, so to really get the sharp wit of this poem, we first got to understand the world it's making fun of. And you know what? It's a world that might feel surprisingly familiar to a lot of us.
See, the whole poem is set against a backdrop that feels pretty real, doesn't it? A cost of living crisis. We're talking rising bills, taxes going up. There's even talk in the air about a new mansion tax. So the satire is brilliant because it takes this anxiety that everyone is feeling and just plops it onto the shoulders of someone who, let's be honest, has a whole lot more to lose than most of us.
So what's our narrator's solution to all this? He decides to become a newbie Skinflint. And yeah, that's basically just a fancy way of saying a miser. He's not just, cutting back on lattes. No. He's modeling himself after the most famous penny pincher in all of literature, Ebenezer Scrooge. This is his new identity now.
All right, let's move on. Let's look at the first and apparently the most devastating casualty of our guy's new financial crisis. This is the big one, the event that kicks this whole tragic story into motion.
And there it is, the central tragedy, laid bare for all of us to see. He had to sell the gold Rolls-Royce. I mean, can you imagine? A sacrifice so profound, so absolutely gut-wrenching, that it apparently made him physically sick. The horror.
But here's the thing, it's not really about the car itself, is it? No. It's about what that car represented. It was a status symbol. It was the reason his neighbors envied him. And now, poof, it's gone.
But oh, the pain didn't stop with the car. Not by a long shot. Our narrator finds himself besieged by this flood of other financial indignities. It's like a perfect storm of misery, at least in his eyes.
So let's look at this list of hardships, shall we? It just keeps on growing. We've got a whopping electricity bill, the hated TV license tax, even rising bus fares. He's complaining about VAT and the fact that he has no stocks, no shares, no grants. It's like he genuinely can't figure out why the world isn't rallying to his cause.
And his reaction to paying these everyday bills? Well, let's just say it's a little dramatic. His life hasn't just gotten a bit tricky. Oh no. In his own words, his life has gone to hell. And that over-the-top reaction, that's really where the comedy shines. And wow, look at this contrast. The shift in his lifestyle is just jarring. He's gone from this beautiful, cherished Rolls-Royce that everyone envied to thinking about getting a moped? A moped in the cold. You can almost feel the wind chill just thinking about it.
So, faced with all these mounting pressures, we're talking the bus, the VAT, the potential moped, he starts thinking about the ultimate escape. I mean, should he just pack it all in and emigrate? This whole crisis has him questioning absolutely everything, even his mansion.
But wait, our hero doesn't just sit there in despair. No, he decides to take action. He channels all that bitterness and dismay into a solemn vow. He is going to change his ways. He is going to fight back.
And he comes up with a plan, a clear 4-step plan for his new life of, well, extreme frugality. Think of it as his own personal austerity program. Step 1, ditch the credit card. Step 2, it's time to plan. Step 3, always stay on guard. And finally, step 4, live like only a Skinflint can.
And there it is. That's his grand declaration. This is his new identity. He's no longer this man of leisure, the guy everyone in the neighborhood was jealous of. Nope, he's been reborn, transformed into a vigilant, penny-pinching Skinflint, always on guard for that next bill.
So he's made his big vow. But now comes the first real test. I mean, it's one thing to say you're a Skinflint, right? But how is that brand new discipline going to hold up against, the demands of romance?
And that first challenge? It shows up in the form of his girlfriend. And she has a pretty expensive request for Valentine's Day. But notice how he immediately gets suspicious of her motives. He thinks, I know she only wants to gloat. You can see that Skinflint mentality is already kicking in, big time.
And here it is, the punchline of the whole poem, really. The gap between what she wants and his new penny-pinching reality, it's just huge. A fabulous fur coat on one side, and on the other, his solution is, I'll get her a hat.
So when you boil it all down, his entire dramatic transformation, this huge vow to become a skinflint, it all leads up to this one, tiny, comically small act of being cheap. It's like a whole mountain of financial agony just produced this little mouse of a Valentine's hat. And this brings us right back to the central theme of the whole thing, which the poet Dennis Martindale actually summed up himself. It's this satirical idea that even the richest people can get the EBGBs, get all spooked at the simple thought of paying their fair share.
So, in the end, the poem really leaves us with a big question about perspective, doesn't it? By taking this real, widespread anxiety that so many people feel about the cost of living and showing it to us through the eyes of someone who is unimaginably wealthy, well, the satire does something really clever. It's not just about making fun of a rich guy, it actually forces us to think about the huge difference between a major inconvenience and, genuine hardship. It's a funny, sharp, and surprisingly deep look at money, status, and the wild stories we tell ourselves when the bills start rolling in.